Well, hello there. How are you? I hope you're doing well. Today I'm going to be shaving with this. It is a Fatip Grande open comb razor, the gunmetal version. I need to look in here and see what blade I have. I neglected to do that. I've been kind of busy with other things, but it is a Cloud Super Stainless blade. Well, it's kind of gunked up too from the last time I used it, but it'll be on its second use, so I'll use that. Hopefully it should be okay. I'll go get the tuck those come in and show that to you after I break here. Oh, let's see. My soap is going to be this. It is the Italian Barber, the old Rosa di Bossolasco shaving soap. There's a town in Italy, I hope I'm pronouncing that right, Bossolasco, which is known for its roses, and they tried to get that scent in here, and it's very nice stuff. My brush is going to be this Omega 10049, I believe it is, very large boar brush, which I've already lathered up. And before I commence lathering my face, I'm going to be using some of this. I'm going to prep my face with this Proraso. I believe it's the sensitive pre-shave, and come back into focus, camera. And yeah, I usually, if I use an oil, I'll usually just do that off camera, but because the oil needs it to kind of absorb, I think, more than this does, and it takes some time, but yeah. I saw a barber on YouTube shaving somebody, and he put this stuff on and applied the lather right after that. An Italian barber, oddly enough. And let's see here. That should be more than enough, I think. I probably overdid that, but I look kind of funny too, like I don't know, like I've broken out in some kind of weird disease here. Spots all over my face. Well, we've had an awful lot of cold weather here, I can tell you that. The central United States has been in a deep freeze, big time. A lot of snow, a lot of cold. One of the coldest Februaries on record that we just came out of, and yeah, the weather hasn't looked at the calendar lately because it's March and it hasn't improved yet all that much, so that's more than enough of the pre-shave cream. I'll wash my hand off here and let's see, wipe my hand off. Hi there. And I'm going to put a little bit of water on the brush and go ahead and commence to lathering. And like I said, I hope you're all doing well out there. Oh yes. Woohoo! With this huge brush and this good soap, one can hardly go wrong. Oh, yes. Woohoo. Very nice, very nice. I'm surprised that I didn't use this brush for so long. It used to be my go-to brush, and for a while I think it might have been, oh no, it wasn't my only brush. I had another one, but a lot of the hairs fell out of that. That's another story. The only brush I've had that happen with, but not with this one, not with the Omega, the great big monster brush. I'm going to wet the razor now. And we'll commence pass number 1, which will be with the grain. I got almost 2 days worth of growth here. More than a day and a half, but yes. And open comb razors tend to be a little aggressive for me, but today seemed like a good time to use this. Again, a Cloud blade on its second use. All right. Okay. Yep, good audio feedback. Gonna have some of that today. Been keeping busy with other things, I should say. So, if one of you or many of you are people whose videos I usually watch, I haven't been doing that as much as I would like to or should. Been busy with other projects and things. Excuse me. Alright. Really nice shave so far. Back off the camera a little bit so I don't get too blurry there. And I'm pretty much fresh out of the shower too. I showered and helped my friend Dave out. He's actually in my living room taking an online test because he is studying to become a nurse's aide. And he's doing really well in his class. But I had to help him find a couple of things on these worksheets or whatever that he was working with. I don't know if it's an actual test or more of a quiz. I'd have to ask him, but it's somewhat of an open book test, but not entirely. Okay. Oh, hi there again. I guess I don't need to just rinse off my razor. I'm going to disappear for a minute, but I'm going to come back to you freshly lathered, and well, we'll do that second pass, which will be across the grain. Okay, I'm back, lathered for that second pass across the grain, and here, as promised, is the tuck that those cloud blades come in, so that'll give you some idea what those look like. And I think the wrapping for the blades, yeah, it looks pretty similar, but if there's any question, that's I hope you can see that okay. The wrapping for the blades themselves. So there's that, and I'll go ahead and wet my razor again really quick, and commence going across the grain for that second pass. Pretty nice shape so far. Had to help Dave. I just asked Google, but he needed an example of something called an advance directive. And turns out that would be something like a living will, or I guess anything major having to do with the patient's wishes and a doctor. So, something to that effect anyway. This is, so far anyway, I'll knock on wood, one of the nicer shaves, perhaps the nicest I've had with this razor. Of course, I had almost 2 days worth of growth too, excuse me. The soap, I'll show that again, and I don't even think they make this anymore, but it was one of the many items I had in storage at a friend's house, and my friend showed up and brought most of that stuff back to me, thank goodness. I ended up with some duplicate razors because I didn't know when my friend might be able to bring that stuff, and I think there were 3 razors I liked so much I went ahead and bought duplicates of them, and I ended up giving a couple of them away. Let's see, I still got a side to go here on the razor. Actually, I guess, gee, maybe there were 4 or 5 razors that I replaced, and when I got my stuff back, and had duplicates. I think I gave away 3 razors. Then again, I did buy a razor for someone that was the same as one I already had. A couple of them actually, and I gave those away because they were good razors that a fellow sold me for only $5 a piece, like a Gillette Red Tip, a Gillette Slim Adjustable, and some gem razors. Excuse me. Yes, one of my neighbors, an older fellow, used to run a thrift shop down in Arizona, and he still had some things left, and he sold me, let's see, 4 razors. Yeah, I kept, no, or was it 5? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I guess. I kept 3 and gave 2 of those away. 3 of them were razors that I did not already have an instance of. And there we go. That's pass number 2 completed. I'm going to pop back in freshly lathered, and I'll commence doing pass number 3, which will be, yes, against the grain. Okay, it's time for the 3rd pass, excuse me, against the grain here. If I were grading this blade, I would give it a B. It's, I'd say, for me anyway, it's better than average. But certainly maybe a little more comfortable than average. And not the best blade I've ever shaved with, but it's alright. Cloud double-edged blade on its 2nd use. What did I do with those? I wanted to look at that again. I think this is just the regular cloud blades. Made in Shanghai, China, it says. I don't know if you can read that, but the small print towards the bottom there. So, I didn't think a Chinese blade would necessarily be good at all, but, well. I was at a dollar store earlier today, Family Dollar. We have a lot of those here in this region of the country anyway. And I saw, their double-edged blades they had, forget the brand they're carrying now, but they're made in China. And I didn't pick any of those up, but they were only like $1 plus tax for a pack of, I don't know, 5, I guess. And then whatever name that was of the company, it wasn't the Family Dollar brand, but it was some name. I want to say Daxon or something like that. They had some shaving aftershave actually that was supposed to be comparable to Brute, I guess. It was $2 plus tax, but I didn't pick any of that up this time. So anyway. I don't know if the aftershave was made in China. Everything made in China is not bad. Frank shaving brushes, for example, and Yaqi shaving brushes and razors and so forth. Very good stuff. But I've heard that the Chinese blades that come with like those $2 Chinese razors you can buy online, I heard the razors, well, the blades aren't very good, and the razors, yeah, they're okay if you don't mind spending $2, and unless you're really curious about those, I wouldn't recommend you buy them. Well, I'm going to disappear, come back, and then we'll do pickups. Okay, it's time to do pickups here. And thank you if you've stayed with me this long. I'm not doing a lot of the clowning around today. I guess just it's not that I'm really in a terribly serious frame of mind, but I have been trying to get some things done today and in recent days. Oops, I got a little weeper there. Wonder how long that's been there. That's all right. I think some cold water will a little more than likely take care of that. Got that when I think probably when I was going against the grain underneath my nose. I'm going to rinse the razor and kind of do a bit of a feel around and a slickness test. Back when I had a rotation of something like only 7 soaps or whatever, I was really happy when this soap came around in the rotation because it's always been fairly good. Oh boy. Good results. Still a little trouble on the trouble spots. It's always predictable, but wow, yeah. I'm not going to go too crazy here. I got a little weeper down here too, but that's all right. Pretty sure that'll close up. This one here kind of pretty much closed up as soon as I wipe my finger across it. Well, let's see. I am pretty close to BBS here, and I don't know how much, well, buffing or scraping or whatever I want to do here, but that's pretty good. You know what, for all practical purposes, this is, well, I always find a little something extra, something that could be more perfect, I guess, but pretty close to BBS, pretty nice. I often get my BBS shaved sometimes more by accident than by design, but that's pretty nice. Well, I'm back in focus, camera. Don't do this to me. I will be back. I will, well, first I'll rinse my razor and my face and so forth, and I'll come back and I'll do, well, I'll put the finishing touches on the shave, and I'll also do some recaps. Okay, Mr. Tal's on hiatus, so his cousin Dr. Tal is here. The D stands for doctor. I think Mr. Tal is on some, I think he's hiking Europe or something. He's went to find himself. Except he'll probably find himself in the clothes hamper. Oh, very nice, very nice. Hi, how's it going? Oh, very nice. Put Dr. Tal back in his office over here, where he's just kind of hanging out. And I'll begin doing some recaps here. Well, I prep my face with this. It's the Proraso, the Sensitive Pre-Shave Cream, the white and gray label there. And my razor has been this. It is a 3-piece open comb Fatip Grande razor. And in there, its second use was a cloud blade. And my soap has been this, the Italian Barber Rosa di Bossolasco shaving soap. No longer available, at least they're not making it anymore. Maybe some of this will come up on eBay occasionally or something. Sorry, scratchy throat again. My brush was this, the Omega, I got the one with the black handle obviously, the Omega 10049 Professional boar brush. Very nice. And let's see, I think I covered just about everything so far. Now I'm going to reach into magic cabinet number 2 over here. Sorry to shake you up there. And I'm going to get some of the Humphreys unscented witch hazel. I'm going to apply some of that. I can pop open the cap here and pour some in my hand, set that aside. And let's see. some sting from the alcohol that's in there, but nothing I can't deal with. All right. Wipe my hands off again on Dr. Towel. And let's see, over here, I'm going to use this for aftershave, the Rose Cologne, Colonia de Rosas, from Rosas, oh, whatever, from Lanman and Murray, or Murray and Lanman, right there. The Rose Cologne. I'm going to apply some of that. There may very well be some major sting with this. Oh, that's quite a bit. Not much of a restrictor, if any, on that bottle, so I got quite a bit in my hand here. Okay. Yeah, this may really sting, so... Well, first I'll rub a little bit on the wrists, a little behind the ears, maybe in the temples, and maybe even kind of back here, and... a lot of sting on the neck there, but that's okay. Let me show you those two products one more time, since I'm also kind of doing recaps here. The Humphreys Unscented Witch Hazel, right there. That's what that looks like. You've probably seen that a million times. The Rose Cologne from Murray and Lanman, which is also Lanman and Kemp Barclay from there in Westwood, New Jersey. It says there on the label, but some of that. I do have another bottle of this. And let's see. Okay, now I'm going to reach into Magic Cabinet number 2 once again. And I'm going to use some of this, the Proraso. I believe this is the Sensitive Post-Shave Balm. Mostly an Italian shave today with a couple of other things. But I do like my Italian products. I have a very attractive Zenith boar brush that I'm still kind of breaking in or still learning how to use to its best potential or effect. I'm going to put some of that in my hand there and try to juggle this and recap once again. As I recap that, once again, the Proraso, the Sensitive Post-Shave Balm. I'll set that aside, get this going here. This might be that kind that has the oatmeal in it, I'm not sure. I get some of those labels mixed up. Tea and oatmeal or something like that. Whatever it's got in it, it's pretty nice stuff. And although I might be shiny for a moment or two, it does absorb well and has no parabens in it. So in some ways, I mean, although the scent is different, in some ways its performance is very comparable to your Nivea post-shave balms. Well, that's it. I'm done. I'm out of here. Thank you for watching. Thank you for all your support and everything. And hopefully I'll be back here next week. And we'll see you later, and peace.